Discerning Hearts provides content dedicated to those on the spiritual journey. To continue production of these videos, prayers, and more, go to discerninghearts.com and click the donate link found there or inside the free Discerning Hearts app to make your donation. Thanks, and God bless.
Discerning Hearts presents In Search of the Still Point with Dr. Regis Martin. In this episode, Dr. Martin reflects on Be worthy of the flame consuming you.
Well, a dozen or so down, and God only knows how many left. Days, that is, until Easter Sunday, of course, when the time of fasting shall mercifully come to an end, and the days of rejoicing begin. But who's counting? Well, I am, actually, and if that means I've got the mind of a bookkeeper, so be it. I do not apologize. The prospect of 40 days in a desert disguised as a penitent does not exactly light my fire. Give me the sybaritic life every time. The joys of asceticism are not for me. Still, like other serious-minded Catholics fond of the flesh pots, now is the time to put all that aside and to begin once more to soldier on, slogging my way through to the very end of yet another Lenten ordeal. Teach us to care and not to care, writes T.S. Eliot in a moving penitential poem called Ash Wednesday. Teach us to sit still, even among these rocks. In other words, teach us not to complain, to grouse about the little sacrifices we're forced to make. After all, they may provide us with, as Monsignor Knox puts it, a gratifying sense of irritation, a reminder of that huge, all-consuming sacrifice our blessed Lord made in climbing onto the cross. So let that be my first, and who knows, perhaps only, down payment on the deposit of heroism I need to make if I'm to succeed in becoming a saint. Not to complain at all. It is not enough simply to give up stuff. I need to do it with a smile. Like that heroic figure in the play by Paul Claudel, The Tidings Brought to Mary, which is one of the great landmarks of 20th century Catholic literature, who, holding his dead daughter in his arms, asks, "Is the object of life only to live? Will the feet of God's children be fastened to this wretched earth?" "No," he says, with a voice becoming like thunder. "It is not to live, but to die, and not to hew the cross, but to mount upon it, and to give all that we have, laughing. There is joy, there is freedom, there is grace, there is eternal youth." And reminding us that as God lives, where the little child goes, the Father should go also, he asks, what is the worth of the world compared to life? And what is the worth of life if not to be given? And so why do we torment ourselves when it is so simple to obey? Be worthy, he says, of the flame consuming you. How easy it all becomes when you see it as a matter of obedience. And so, what really is Lent but a little death in life, a mere dress rehearsal of a few necessary lines in preparation for the real thing, the life that, please God, may begin on the other side of death and go on forever. Lent, then, is but the most fleeting and mild of liturgical exercises, in which we perform the few hours we have left, a kind of probationary period that ought not to be wasted or frittered away. You see, we really haven't a moment to lose, not if life is to be understood beneath the weight of heaven in the very shadow of the cross, in which at any moment the end could come crashing through the ceiling. Respice finem, as the old Romans used to say. Look to the end, which is salvation. And so we need to see Lent as a kind of viaticum we carry along the way. 40 days is not very long in the perspective of eternity. Let it become then a race to the finish, in the spirit of St. Paul, who in his letter to the Corinthians reminded his people, "Do you not know that the runners in the stadium all run in the race, but only one wins the prize? Run so as to win. Every athlete exercises discipline in every way. They do it to win a perishable crown, but we an imperishable one. So go for it. A prize awaits you at the end." And thanks for listening. This is Regis Martin in search of the still point.
You've been listening to Dr. Regis Martin in search of the still point. For more episodes in this series, visit discerninghearts.com, or you can find it in our free Discerning Hearts app or on many other streaming platforms. Discerning Hearts is a 501c3 nonprofit Catholic apostolate dedicated to evangelization and spiritual formation through the use of new media. To learn how you can support our mission, visit discerninghearts.com.